What's up, people? So, got another unpopular opinion. Damn, I really gotta remember the name of what I keep saying. But this one is really personal for me. Probably for maybe a few others. For the ones who are out there or around my age. Yeah, well, I'm a '90s baby, so you can pretty much guess how old I am from that. I ain't telling you what year, so don't fucking ask. But for those of you who know, you ain't gotta ask. But for those of you who don't know, if you ask, you already know where to hit me up at. Either on Instagram at LLCoolJ05 or Facebook, which is my whole name, Julian Cordero Hooker. But anyway, topic is for those of us who are like me, living the single life but have no actual kids. So I'm free, everybody. I'm free. I'm playing, but yeah, it's pretty interesting deal for me. I mean, I don't have to worry about waking up at night, changing some funky ass diapers that I don't want to do at 3 or 4 in the morning. But shout out to the people who do. I mean, no disrespect to the parents who are out there. Anything. It's just my thoughts on what it means to be a parent, or what I believe should be the right steps to do before actually being put in that role. Because my opinion is you should never, ever have a kid if you are never ready for that responsibility after that child is born into this earth. Because honestly, there are a lot of adults out there who probably grew up with no father in the house, maybe no mother in the house. I mean, it's vice versa. So anybody's at fault at that point. But in my head, I believe you need to pretty much have the right steps, to have the right mindset, hell, have the right bank account, honestly. I mean, before you even think about trying to bring another life into this world. Because being a parent, from what I've seen with my mother, is a lot of responsibility, and a lot of other people's lives that I've seen who've had children in the past, because that is no easy task, especially doing it all on your own, and the other parent is not as active as one other parent. Yeah, I mean, my mother in general had to do like at least 2 or 3 jobs just to make sure I was in a household that I was loved in, also where I was taken care of physically and from a healthy standpoint, and had a good emotional state, and so on and so forth. I had to make sure the food was on the table. I had to make sure my clothes was always there when I needed them. I had to make sure I had stuff for school. I had to make sure I was doing what I needed to do in school. I mean, she took on the role of both mother and father, literally, at the same time, because best believe she was a disciplinarian. No cap and gown about that. But she did everything she could in her power to make sure I was who I was destined to be. And I appreciate her for that. So, Ma, thank you. I really do. Appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, no matter what, which is why no matter where I'm at or who I'm with or whatever the case may be, I always know everything I am is because of you. So I appreciate that. But going back to me necessarily, even though I know, damn, yeah, I'm going to have to disregard that because there's a call coming up. But yeah, I am someone who is very, very thoughtful of the actions and words I put into existence, because whatever transpires after I've done things or said things, I have to be mindful of, because if I'm not, well, then repercussions from that could necessarily be the most unlikely for me as a person who lives on their own necessarily. I mean, and people who are on their own know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, if they still don't have kids or whatever lifestyle they have, because like it or not, being a parent is a huge responsibility, huge. And I mean, there's no telling how much it honestly costs to take care of a kid. Not even just a kid, multiple kids, especially if you got more than one. Like that right there is pretty much 2 or 3 jobs in itself. I mean, as a homie of mine who is a father, he knows the struggle. Me, I don't. But I mean, not to say I don't have my issues here and there, but at the same time, I know he's pretty much going through it, especially like dealing with his baby mother and all that jazz. But yeah, and the only reason I even thinking about making this video because I actually have a family member of mine who keeps talking about he wants great. Damn, disregard that he part, but yeah, they're basically saying that they want great grandchildren, and I'm thinking to myself, this man is already a grandfather, so why does he need great grandchildren? What is this man's problem? But that's another video. Anyway, and everybody's under the assumption that I don't like kids. I don't get where people get that idea from. It's not the fact that I don't like kids, it's just the fact that I'm not ready to be a father yet. And that I'm educated enough to know that if you're not ready to be a father yet, you have no business being a parent. I don't understand where there's a problem, where there's an issue in that. But yeah, and then yeah, I mean, being at the age I am now, I mean, I pretty much have unlimited time to do what I need to do in order to get to a point where maybe I could have an inkling of an idea of maybe when I could have a kid, maybe. But I just know that until I get to that point, I'm not having no fucking kids. It's just not a fucking option. I mean, because that's just how strongly I feel about that. Because there's no way in hell you're getting me to be a statistic out here. And those of us in the black community know exactly what I mean. I mean, there's been many a time, like, as far as like the dating game is concerned, where I've talked to many mothers who were mothers before they could even turn 21. It's like, what kind of shit is that? Damn. It's like, 'cause I thought at least with women there's a little bit more discretion. I mean, with the guys you're dealing with, but then come to find out when you might turn like the age of 28, 29, you got about at least like 4 baseball squads, maybe like 9 starting fives. Like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? It's like, are you trying to start your own damn business with a bunch of kids, or you're starting your own daycare? Like, what kind of shit is? I don't know. I mean, even though I'm not one to judge, but still, like, there's a point in time where after maybe a few kids, maybe you should stop the baby factory. Maybe that's just my idea, or my thoughts on that. Hey, and I already know I'm about to say a lot of people when I put this video up here, but like I said, no disrespect, but just my opinion on that. I'm allowed to have that. You can say what the fuck you want to feel. I'm not gonna feel any way about it. It's just what my thoughts are. And I'm gonna have to cut this short because I'm only at about 10 minutes on this, so peace.